Today it's freezing outside and I have a wheel to paint. Can we get good results? Watch on and see what you think. I'm Stephen and welcome to my channel. Anyone who has tried to paint in cold conditions usually ends up with some very, very cloudy clear coat. It just goes hazy and it's almost impossible to polish out. So we're going to try and avoid that by heating up the wheel, heating up the spray can. We can't do much about the environment, it's too big to heat, and even heating up a wheel is a bit of a lost cause. It's a big aluminium heat sink essentially, so it's a tough challenge, but we'll give it a go. We'll do it in real time, almost real time, so you can see how much heating is required at each stage, and we'll go to it. Oh, hold up. What's going on here? Okay, the first thing you'll notice is that we've jumped over the cleaning of the wheel and the repairing of the damage, if there's any damage. As it happens, this wheel has already been cleaned and repaired. If you want to get hold of some fantastic wheel cleaning solution, you'll see a link in the description below. And the damage was repaired professionally. It was mainly to the other side of the wheel that I'm working on now, and I've already painted that. So this is this side only had a few scuffs and marks, so we'll get to it straight with the scratchy pad. Now this is a 3M abrasive pad, Scotch-Brite pad, and it is one of the secrets to painting wheels easily, because it not only leaves a fantastic finish, but you can also use it wet if you like to remove additional dirt that the wheel cleaner didn't get rid of. Now you'll notice here that it's not very warm in this little area. It's below freezing, enough to be a nuisance anyway. So that's our challenge for today, is to do this preparation and painting below zero. So give a good old scrub with the 3M scratchy pads, and get every last bit of paint with a nice smooth but slightly scratched up finish. That'll help the paint stick. Now even at, I don't know what this is, three workers going, it's still taking some time to scratch up the entire surface. Okay, take your super clean shop towel and get rid of all the dust. Give it a good blast with the air compressor and the air nozzle. And of course blast a bit of the work area as well. You don't want to, if it's anything like my working area, there's plenty of dust there to be had, and your hands, why not? Why not? Okay, now we're on to the least favourite part of the job, and that is masking all the bits on the back side that you don't want to get painted. And did you notice, you might want to go back a few seconds, did you notice what the wheel is sitting on? That's an old hub wheel bearing assembly that I took off some time ago, and it's perfect for doing this kind of job where you can rotate on the actual fitting real life BMW hub rather than just turn it on top of a work surface. Of course, if you don't have an old hub bearing to use, you can always buy a cheap one, and I've linked to that in the description below. Did I mention how much I hate masking up things? It always seems to take 10 times longer than it should. As you can see, a world of fun as well. For some reason, masking tape doesn't want to stick to super cold alloy wheels. There we go, there's that hub bearing. A few little adjustments to the masking tape so it doesn't cover anything we want to actually paint. And let's see if we can get these wheels warm. Now, we're not going to get much heat into these wheels. There's no doubt about that. But if we can get them, I think if we can get them above freezing, we'll have a chance that the paint won't react too badly when it hits. So minus Celsius temperatures here, below water freezing level at least. We'll see if we can't get it above just a few degrees at least. But it is, trying to heat aluminium is a lost cause. As you can see, it's going to take some time. And the only tool at our disposal today is the heat gun. In case you're wondering, my personal recommendation is don't paint wheels when it's freezing cold, but sometimes you just want to get a job done, and this is the way to at least hopefully get some level of professional finish. Are we achieving anything? Oh, toasty warm, fantastic. Okay, now this is the most important part, and that is getting some heat into the can. Even with a pretty cold wheel, I think if we can get the can up to the temperature of a warm summer's day, then we've got a very good chance of being successful. I've tried painting things before in the freezing cold, and it was just a disaster. The paint doesn't stick properly. It leaves strange fisheye effects where it tries to pull away from the existing surface, and any clear coat just goes milky. And you can polish and polish and polish with some polishing compound, and it will eventually get a bit, if you get enough heat in with the polishing machine, it will get a bit clearer, but it's really way too much work. This heating up the can to 30 degrees C or 86 degrees Fahrenheit, it does seem to give you a good result. So that's what we're doing today. And of course, meanwhile the wheel is cooling off. You can't. It's a fight against time. You've never seen me work so quick as when I'm trying to paint a wheel in the cold. You'll never see it again. So take close note. So get that heat gun going, get that wrist action, you know you want to. That's successful level of heating. Okay, let's get on with it. Before everything cools down, quick test spray. Yep, it's spraying. And we're off. Now the idea of heating up that can is so we can blast on that paint as thick as thick as we can. Now, that mainly applies to the clear coat, so we'll start off with I won't call it a mist coat, but certainly a light coat. The main thing is just to cover up the existing repairs and scratches and anything else that is obvious on the wheel, or the paint that I've sanded through doing the touch-up and the repair. So we're looking for a nice, even, silvery finish, which is more important than really blasting it on, which will come later. Now, if you, depending on what you know about spray can painting, the little button on the top, it's really for either full on or full off. You don't press it halfway and expect anything useful to happen at all. And the other thing is, you are always moving before you press it. So it's move, press, release, stop moving, or move back the other way. You never hold it in one position for any length of time, otherwise you'll just cause a big run. It's the formula in a spray can is very, very thin compared to what comes out of a professional paint operation, a professional paint gun, so you really are much more likely to have runs. So by heating it up, we're making the solvent flash off very, very quick, and trying to prevent any chance of runs. You can, like I say, make sure you move before you press, and you press fully down. It's full on, full off, full on, full off, every single time. And the tricky part with a wheel like this, which has lots and lots of surfaces, is to make sure you cover every one. I usually start in the center, do the two center surfaces, and then do all of the left-hand sides, if you like, all of the right-hand sides, and then the center section. To make it easy to know where to start and finish, I usually work from where the air connection goes in, where the hole is at the moment, as you can see as it passes by. Just gives you somewhere to start with. And if you watch carefully, you'll notice that I don't always do that successfully, but most of the time, that's the aim. We're getting our second coat on. This time we can press it for a bit longer, get a bit more paint going each time. And because we've heated the spray can sufficiently, it even in these cold conditions, it tends to dry quick enough to put the next coat on almost immediately. Yeah, more heating. Let's give it some heat. Ideally we'd keep this wheel up at summer day temperatures too, but it's just not going to happen. There's no amount of heat that can come out of this heat gun that'll heat it up the same as the spray can. But if we can keep it above 0 Celsius, we'll have a chance. Yep, come on, shake it. Get that heat in there. Heat and shake and heat. Okay, we're on to our third coat now. The paint's had enough time to dry. Now this time it's full pushes, full long sprays to make sure we get as much paint out of that spray can as we can. to really give it as thick and as even as it is possible. That's the edges given a couple of turns. That is the main part you see on the wheel, so that's important to get that well covered. More heating, world of fun. All this heating makes the whole operation take, well, gosh, 3 times as long as you'd expect on a nice warm summer's day, but you do what you do. Now these are Apex Arc 8 wheels. They're mostly just for BMW. And I found a paint code that matches perfectly. It's an Alfa Romeo code. I'll pop it up on the screen there in a second. So if you do have these anthracite finished wheels, you can get some matching, or very, very close to matching anthracite paint, courtesy of Alfa Romeo. There we go, blast that wheel, get that paint on thick as you can. Now you notice the can doesn't like being held too horizontal, so it's a real trade-off trying to keep it as vertical as I can, usually not 100% successful, but keeping it certainly close to 45 degrees or to vertical, and that way it really helps it go on without any gaps. There we go. That's the colour coat on. The anthracite is complete. And let's get some heat in there, and we'll get the clear coat started soon. In case of anyone is wondering what I think about using spray cans versus professional two-component paint, well, it's not really a contest. The 2-component professionally sprayed paint will be a lot glossier for a lot longer. But with the way I go around damaging my wheels, this will probably last longer than the wheels will last undamaged. So I think it's not a bad compromise. Oh, look at that! Was that a bit of safety equipment? Remember, always wear your safety equipment. Okay, shake it, come on. Shake it, heat and shake and heat. In case you're wondering, no, it's not that much fun. And it does make your arm sore after a while. But you can see how much heating is part of this job. If you can wait till summer, it's a much easier job. And then all you have to worry about is the bugs landing in it. Come on, not enough, keep going. So, doing it in winter, no bugs. Look on the bright side, eh? Shake and heat and shake. The job's a good one. We're in business. Yep, it works. Good. Let's get it going. Now really load it on. The more you can get that clear coat on there, the more gloss you're going to get. And if you do it right, there's no polishing will be required afterwards, and it'll stay glossy for years. But you really have to get it on there thick. If you don't have the technique, practice on something unimportant, get an extra can, but you want to keep that movement, so you want to be moving before you press the spray button. Never stay still, keep it moving fast and furious. And if you miss a piece, you're going to end up with a not very good result, so you need to make sure you cover every section methodically. Okay, a bit more heat. Keep that wheel warm. A warm wheel is a happy wheel. I guess another thing to note is if you're using something with a cord like that, then try and organise your cord so it doesn't have a chance to rub into your wheel. It'll take the fun out of your day if you destroy your own paint. Okay, this is the second clear coat now. Really lay it on there. Heavy sprays. And even each coat is like a second spray each time to really get it on there thick. It's got to flow together. That heating the can really lets us lay it on. We need that to be glossed straight off. Now, even after you finish that second coat, get some more heat in there. You don't want to get cold while it's drying, or not until at least it's flashed off properly. Touch dry if you like, but I wouldn't recommend sticking your finger on to find out if it's touch dry. Keep it a little bit warm. Okay, at this point I'm considering whether it needs a third coat. I'm getting ready to do it. But what you're seeing here is called inspection and contemplation, and there is absolutely no reason for any more clear. That is full gloss everywhere. There's no real benefit to adding more. I consider that to be done. And when it comes to taking the masking tape off, I would recommend don't leave it on for more than a day. There you go. One painted wheel in the middle of winter. Well, I hope you enjoyed that rather long video. Give you an idea of what's involved in painting a wheel with spray cans in the freezing cold and still getting good results. So if you like this video and you want to see more like it, please like, subscribe and share with your friends. I'm Stephen, and goodbye for now.